before starting the news. Okay, just to kind of go over announcements again, welcome to RIT-Sec. This is the place for security. If you're interested in presenting, the sign up is presentations at ritsec.club. We have an ideas page that's still probably in progress. And then if you want free stuff, you can come present, get your points, and then get free stuff. We have announcements. Join the Discord. Everyone's probably in the Discord. Please sign in if you haven't already. Sign in again if you haven't. The research sign in. This is the research sign in. Please sign in again for research. Check the calendar. All of our events are there. We have new things coming up. This is the mailing list. Please sign up there for our glorious newsletter. The mentorship groups have dropped. So if you had not received any information on that through the form of a Discord ping, unfortunately, you were not placed in a group this time, but over the course of the year, we may have people drop, so please feel free to stay in touch, and hopefully you can be placed into a group later in the year. Trivia night is this Saturday at 7, hosted by Albie. Very excited. And clap it up for the sponsors. Woo! Keep it going. Keep it going. I love the sponsors. Okay. And then this week's news topics, we have a Tick-Tock breach now, Instagram children data mishandling, and gift shell. Okay, so last week I did a report on a Tick-Tock vulnerability. This is unrelated, but several analysts have been tweeting about what they call a breach on Tick-Tock for personal user data. And they were saying things like, who would have thought it was that easy that Tick-Tock decided to store all their internal stuff with like a bad password? Yeah. And they're claiming that over 2 billion records of personal user data has been taken. And TikTok's kind of disagreeing with that. The official spokesperson, Maureen Shanahan, said that all the data was publicly accessible. A lot of it was test data. A bunch of it was junk, some production or non-production code. And the evidence is kind of inconclusive there. The inventor or the creator of HaveIBeenPwned.com kind of gave his opinion on it. And he was like, yeah, this is pretty inconclusive. I don't really know, guys. Then next we have Instagram children data mishandling. So the Ireland Data Protection Committee fined Meta $402 million after an investigation. So they allegedly broke 2 different rules from the data protection. I forget the acronym. It was in my notes. They broke 2 rules by letting young users by the age of 13 to 17 create business accounts. And when you create a business account, it kind of advertises your account, makes it public, and that's frowned upon for underage users. And they also made some youth accounts public by default, which is also in violation. And this is the 3rd and largest fine that the Data Protection Commission for Ireland has imposed on Meta. Meta has said that they updated their public by default rules more than a year ago, and they kind of disagree with how the fine was calculated, so they're going to be appealing and trying to fight that. And then 3rd is gift shell. This one's actually kind of insane, but it's a new attack technique that dropped, and it's using Microsoft Team GIFs. So there's kind of several vulnerabilities that are strung together, and it allows for malicious file delivery, commands, and exfiltration, and which can fully lead into a base 64 encoded GIF in Teams reverse shell that they're calling gift shell. So first, the user is convinced to download like a stager that will execute the commands and output these GIFs. And MS Teams allows for the external communication by default. So by sending in like a specially crafted GIF, then the base 64 encoded command is then run. And then the output command is returned into a GIF, and then it's decoded on the other end. So you officially have like a reverse shell through GIFs. And Microsoft Teams runs in the background too, so you don't even have to open the GIFs. They're automatically just running through, and then commands just be running. And it was already disclosed back in May to Microsoft, but they were like, oh, it's not really that big of a deal, guys. Like, technically, there already has to be malware on the system, so we're not really going to worry about that. So, yeah, as of now, I think they have no patch for it. So that is the news for the week. There's actually a really good write-up on, bleeping computers. Thank you, Malik. And they cover all the technical run through, and I would very highly recommend reading that. It was very cool. So without further ado, this week's research oh, that's the sources, just kidding. Without further ado, this is this week's research announcements. We have Joe with a walkthrough of our week 1 Intro to Linux CTF. We have Jason with Powerful Packet Filter. We have Michael Vaughn with an Introduction to Secure SDLC, and Tenchi is going to be doing automated debugging in Python. Go Tigers.